Dear mariners, welcome to my channel The Sailing Beast. Please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for updates on upcoming videos. We will discuss section 377 to section 381 dealing with power of central government. Section 377. Powers of central government to cancel, suspend, etc. Certificate of Master, Mate or Engineer. 1. Any certificate which has been granted by the central government under this Act to any master, mate or engineer may be cancelled or suspended for any specified period by the central government in the following cases, that is to say: A. If, on any investigation or inquiry made by any court, tribunal or other authority for the time being authorized by the legislative authority in any country outside India, the court, tribunal or other authority reports that the master, mate or engineer is incompetent or has been guilty of any gross act of misconduct, drunkenness or tyranny, or in a case of collision has failed to render assistance, or to give such information as is referred to in section 348, or that the loss, stranding or abandonment of, or damage to, any ship or loss or life has been caused by his wrongful act or default. B. If the master, mate or engineer is proved to have been convicted I. Of any offence under this Act or of any non-bailable offence committed under any other law for the time being in force in India, or 2. Of an offence committed outside India which, if committed in India would be a non-liable offence. C. If, in the case of a master of an Indian ship, he has been suspended by the order of any court of competent jurisdiction in India or outside India. 1a. Any certificate within the meaning of clause B of section 87A may be cancelled or suspended for any specified period by the central government if the person to whom such certificate has been granted has contravened the provisions of subsection 1 or subsection 2 of section 87B. Provided that no order under this subsection shall be passed by the central government unless the person concerned has been given an opportunity of making a representation against the order proposed. 2. The central government may at any time, if it thinks the justice of the case so requires, A. Revoke any order of cancellation or suspension made by it under subsection 1 or subsection 1a, or set aside any order of cancellation or suspension made by a court under section 370 or any order of suspension made by a marine board under clause B of subsection 1 of section 376 or any order of censure made by a court under section 371, or B. Shorten or lengthen the period of suspension ordered by it under subsection 1 or subsection 1a, or by a court under section 370 or by a marine board under clause B of subsection 1 of section 376, or cancel a certificate suspended by a marine board under that clause, or C. Grant without examination a new certificate of the same or any lower grade in the case of any certificate cancelled or suspended by it under subsection 1 or subsection 1a, or by a court under section 370 or any certificate suspended by a marine board under clause B or subsection 1 of section 376, provided that no order under clause B, either lengthening the period of suspension of or cancelling a certificate shall be passed by the central government unless the person concerned has been given an opportunity of making a representation against the order proposed. 3. A certificate granted under clause C of subsection shall have the same effect as if it had been granted after examination. Section 378. Delivery of Indian certificate cancelled or suspended. A master or ship's officer who is the holder of a certificate issued under this Act shall, if such certificate has been cancelled or suspended by the central government or by a court or suspended by a marine board, deliver his certificate to the central government, court or marine board on demand, or if it is not so demanded by the central government or court or board, to the Director General. Section 379. Effect of cancellation or suspension of certificate. The cancellation or suspension of a certificate by the central government or by a court, or the suspension of a certificate by a marine board, shall A. If the certificate was issued under this Act, be effective everywhere and in respect of all ships, and B. If the certificate was issued outside India, be effective. I. Within India and the territorial waters of India, in respect of all ships, and 2. Outside India, in respect of Indian ships only. Section 380. Suspended certificate not to be endorsed. If the certificate of a master or ship's officer is suspended under this part by the central government or by a court or a marine board, no endorsement shall be made to that effect on the said certificate. Section 381. Power of central government to cancel or suspend other certificates. Notwithstanding anything contained in this Act, the central government may, at any time, without any formal investigation or inquiry, cancel or suspend any certificate granted by it under this Act, other than a certificate granted to a master, mate or engineer, if, in its opinion, the holder is, or has become, unfit to act in the grade for which the certificate was granted to him.